Welcome back to beautiful, hot and sunny South Texas. This morning we got up extra early. We drove our truck down here to do a little pre-scouting and quickly found out that our original video idea we've been trying to film for a year cannot be done because the surf is too rough.
As it is most of the year. We were very hopeful because the days that we've been working, it has been glass. So we thought, yeah, one more day, we can make it. And it was choppy.
So we have punted, which is not a real punt. It's still a super fun weekend.
Yeah.
We have our truck camper. We have our little dog Mona in here. We have some fishing rods on the front. And we're going to head down Padre Island National Seashore and see if we can do a little fishing, a little camping. We got a little inflatable raft with us. We got some hot brown to cook.
Mona, are you ready? Are you ready for adventure?
We moved out to California. It didn't feel like home. You said Seattle was too busy. We didn't stay too long. Well, let me run something by you. If you've never seen, yeah, the sunlight cutting through a mesquite tree. Baby, come and take a ride with me, yeah. Down south in the land of magnolias, I'll make you my truck camper queen. Give me a weekend, I'll show you what I mean. I guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick.
We are now 15 miles down the National Seashore, and it's really pretty. There's hardly any people here. The surf is still looking a little choppy, but we have come to our decision point. And back here, this is called Yarborough Pass. This is the only road on the National Seashore that cuts across this barrier island and goes onto the bay side instead of the ocean side.
And of course, because it's a bay, it's much calmer. So that's kind of why we were gonna punt and go that direction. But there is a chance that tomorrow morning, the water could be calm enough where we could snorkel and go dive around the Shipwreck. But we have to decide now because in order to continue down to the Shipwreck, it's 50 miles down the seashore.
So we're already 15 miles down, so the quick math, 35-ish miles down that way. And in four-wheel drive, can be pretty slow. It's a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit, or does it go to 25 once you get past?
I think it goes to 25, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we've got another couple hours possibly drive down that way, depending on how soft the sand gets. Or do we go and cross this over the dunes and go back onto the bay side and camp back there?
Two roads diverged in a sand dune.
So we'll go ahead and let you guys vote in the comments section if we should go to the Shipwreck or cross Yarborough Pass.
Will you help me? Oh, you will? Great!
Well, they can't make the decision because we've already filmed this. So, I don't know what we're doing.
I don't either.
Okay. Speed and momentum! I forgot how bumpy this Caliche road is because it's not maintained. It was poured a long time ago, so it's just got some big old potholes, but it's all right. We made it through the sand dunes, so now it's just this road to get to the actual bay access. And I guess it's not really a campground, but it's like a flattened out like picnic pavilion area where we camped last time. Yeehaw!
It's pretty bumpy. It looks like a whoops course for like a whoop section of like a motocross track back here. It's really rough. It's hard packed, but it is very rough.
We are at the end of Yarborough Pass, and this is the bay behind us. We're trying to decide if this is the right move because it's about 10 to 15 degrees hotter on this side because of the lack of wind, which also brings more bugs. And they're okay now, but I feel like as soon as that sun sets, there are gonna be bugs everywhere. And they're not just normal bugs, they're the biting kind. Lots of little biting gnats and flies. So while we're trying to make a decision on what we're gonna do with this video and our weekend, we need to charge the drone batteries because I completely forgot to charge this. So luckily we brought the BLUETTI with us. It was just in the camper and Chris just grabbed it real fast. So now we can charge the drone batteries on the go, because if we were trying to charge it just from the 12 volt in here, it would be very, very slow. So the BLUETTI actually supports USB-C fast charging. So this should charge all 3 of our drone batteries in just maybe like an hour or so. It's really, really efficient, and that gives us plenty of time to figure out what we're going to do. What do you want to do, little girl? You want to be in the bugs, or do you want to be on the sandy beach?
I could take you to the grasslands where the coyotes roam. Yeah, you ain't been dancing till you're dancing to that Mexican OT flow.
All right, so I think we made our mind. It's a little bit rough, but we're still gonna go ahead and try 35 more miles down the beach. Kind of the sunk cost fallacy. We came this far, might as well keep going. And the sunk cost fallacy has been looping me into an addictive-like cycle of self-abuse for decades and decades now. It almost never pays off, but we're gonna give it a shot one more time.
Baby, it'll get on you like a voodoo spell. You heard him sing about a Texas Saturday night, but you gotta see it for yourself.
All right, the sand is pretty soft, which is okay. We're still making it. And the beach got a little bit narrow down here, about 25 miles down. We have these, and these are super handy. And these are just automatic tire deflators. They're pretty cheap on Amazon, and we just buy these and screw them on the valve stems, and then all 4 valve stems can be deflating at the same time. And they have a little valve in there that you can set to whatever you want. So I have these set to like 22 PSI. And so you just sit in the truck and wait for all these things to bleed your tires down to 22 PSI. Always double check your gear. I don't ever just walk away from those things, and I'm glad I didn't, because it got this one down to like 12 or 15 PSI, which is too low, and I'd be worried about a bead popping off on this wheel. These aren't bead locks or anything, and there's a lot of weight in this camper. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump it back up. Don't just walk away from it. You might have a real whoopsie daisy. Whole bouquet of whoopsie daisies.
Oh yeah, that feels nice.
Smoother.
Not as bumpy.
Down south in the land of magnolias, I'll make you my truck camper queen. Give me a weekend, I'll show you what I mean. I guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick.
So that's about the 40-mile mark, and you can see it got really, really, really tight. And if it would have been high tide, you wouldn't have been able to get through there. I don't care.
It was just dunes and then the ocean.
Yeah, there's nowhere. I don't care what you have, Jeep, Rubicon, whatever. Yeah, you're not getting through there if that tide was high.
Yeah.
Without getting your Jeep real wet or whatever. So I always keep that in mind, that sometimes down this island there are pinch points. And so if you come down here at high tide, you might get stuck and have to wait a little while to continue on, because that was very tight. Made it.
Whoa, that little dark square. Wow.
4 hours in the truck, bouncing up and down, almost getting pinched off by the ocean, and
there it is.
a 115-year-old piece of rust.
Wow.
And it's way too rough to film it, so let's set up camp. All right, we got dug down. As you can see, my door is almost touching the ground there. We tried to pull up on the dune side as far as possible to get away from that water, because the beach is kind of skinny here. So Pretty level, got us dug down with the E-tool. Pretty level, now we just got to set up camp. And pretty cool because we're right in front of that shipwreck. We drove a long way to see that little rusty box stick out of the water.
How easily I can touch the top of this.
Yeah, usually we have to hop up and grab those, so it's super nice that we could just, after we dug that big hole, just reach and get it.
Down south in the land of magnolias, I'll make you my truck camper queen. Give me a weekend, I'll show you what I mean. I guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. I bet I can make Texas stick.
All right, we're doubled up on fish here. Now we just have to see whose non-game fish is a bigger non-game fish. Who's got the bigger non-game fish? All we've been catching is whiting.
Me. Well, those are like almost the same
Yeah, that's
size.
pretty much all we've been catching all day is these exact size whiting. They look like they're covered with sea lice too. But this is pretty much all we're getting into. We saw a bunch of redfish and they wanted nothing to do with what we were doing. No. But fish bites, hot pink fish bites and whiting. So if you're interested in fishing 50 miles down the national seashore and really want to get into some small whiting, hot pink fish bites are the ticket. This first gut is full of these whiting, and we saw two schools of redfish come by, and we threw our fish bites right on top of their head, and they didn't spook them. They just bumped our leader and kept going. So keep hoping they're going to come back through this first gut now that we've seen them 2 or 3 times in there. But all we're seeming to get on is whiting. And it's super rough. We don't have quite enough lead for our lures to stay out there.
I had to change it up just a little. We were only catching whiting, so we're really missing out on the gaff top. We're clearly not fishing for sustenance because we would have full bellies with all of these little fish that we've caught. We're fishing purely for pride, and should I be proud?
No, you shouldn't be proud. If we have a rule today, we're not keeping it unless it's a game fish. We've cooked a lot of non-game fish on this channel in the last 6-7 years, and today is game fish only. We have enough food to cook, so we don't need the fish. So if it's not game fish, we're not keeping it today. So fishing was a bust as per usual here on Candy Adventures, but not to fear. Thanks to our kind sponsor of this video, BLUETTI. We have a BLUETTI Elite 100 V2, and it will give us up to 1800 watts of power to cook. And that's our beautiful segue into our dinner, because we don't have to fire up. As you can see, well, maybe you can't see, but I'm super sweaty. It is very hot here. And what this thing doesn't do is put out a bunch of BTUs like our propane cooktop does. So we're going to be able to cook tonight without putting all the heat inside this camper, thanks to our Elite 100 V2 BLUETTI. It will run, our hot water boiler is 1500 watts, which is a ton of power, which was going to be used in our dinner tonight. And so is our air fryer. But the super cool thing about this, power on the go, we don't have to fire up our big generator or lug around our big generator. This thing only weighs 25 pounds and it'll run an air fryer, which is pretty crazy in 2025. It also has some different charging ports. We didn't bring a charger this time because this has enough power that it'll last us our whole camping trip for 2 days down here. But if you wanted to recharge it, right here on the side, you can plug it into a wall or your generator, and it will charge up in 45 minutes on the fast charge, which you can control in the app. And if you want to keep it under 30 decibels and keep it super quiet, it'll charge on only 600 watts, which again is super handy to be able to set it at that 600 watts, because you can run it in a situation like this where maybe you're running off a generator or something else and you don't want to be tripping breakers. So that 600 watt option I think is awesome. It's what we use. But if you want to ramp it up, it will charge in 45 minutes if you set it to that in the app. So what we're going to be firing up with our Elite 100 V2 BLUETTI is we're going to make something very fitting to where we are. We are 50 miles away from anything, from a paved road, from a restaurant, anything. And that's kind of the same situation these guys found themselves in 1912 when that ship out there wrecked. That's the SS Nicaragua coming from Mexico. When they came from Mexico, they hit a hurricane, they had a chain break, that controlled the rudder, and they beached themselves down here. And some of the guys took a lifeboat and they went like 60 miles north to Port Aransas, and then some of the guys walked 55 miles through the sand in a hurricane environment back to get back. We don't have to do that, but what we can do down here in kind of paying honor to them is we're going to make an old Navy dinner. And what we're going to do is make SOS, which was very popular a long time ago, and this was very popular in World War II, which this happened prior to World War I. Nevertheless, we're going to be making a nautical themed dinner, which is SOS. It's basically chipped beef on a piece of toast, and we're going to be able to make all this without using propane. And this is what chipped beef is. If you've never had it, it's dried beef. This is very popular in the Great Depression. This was very popular in World War II because this doesn't need to be refrigerated, and it is pretty much just salted and cured beef. And what we're going to do is chop this up and put it on some toast, and I'm very excited to show you the toast also. You can also make this with ground beef, but this is the traditional struggle meal, Navy, World War II. You don't have any refrigeration. Your boys, your seamen are all around the world. Very good, very salty. Going with a nautical kind of sea ration theme for our shipwreck out here is we have B&M brown bread. We actually had a commenter mention this a few videos ago, and we looked it up and we bought some, and this is super cool. This is cooked canned bread. There is a log of bread in here, and I have never tried this before. So let's open this up and see how this goes. So there is your cooked bread, and the instructions said you can sometimes shake it out like this, and sometimes you have to open up the other side and poke it out. Oh, it's coming.
Oh. Oh.
That is a perfect loaf of brown bread in a can. So if you're not hungry for hot brown yet, this is the hottest, brownest thing I can possibly think of.
Do you smell it?
I'd like to have some of that, wouldn't you? It's actually really pretty bread.
It looks like a good pumpernickel.
It reminds me of the bread at Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
It's almost a touch of sweet, just very little bit. Molasses.
Ah.
Whole wheat flour and molasses. There's where you get a little bit of sweet from. All right, we got our AC power on. See how many watts that pulls. 1200.
I actually grew up with this meal. It was a dinner I distinctly remember having a couple times, and I'll crave it from time to time too.
The best way to make this would probably be on the cooktop. The breeze is so nice right now, not having to listen to that generator and not having it be 6,000 degrees in here. We're gonna make it the easier way. Yeah, 1500 watts instantly. Water boilers impress me. They're so little and small, and they are like the most power hungry thing in the house. Like, it's so crazy. There's no motor in that, there's no anything. So traditionally it's just milk, butter, and flour, or some kind of fat and flour, black pepper, and then kind of saute with your chip beef. You don't need to add any salt because this stuff is very, very salty. But what we're gonna do is make this little packet of original country gravy mix. It already has black pepper in it. The reason we're doing this is I didn't want to bring a whole thing of flour down here, or a container of flour, and have it get moist in milk and everything. So I just went the easy way here, which is what most people would actually do if you're camping anyway. We got our brown plate. We got our brown round covered in butter. We have our sauce plate that's also brown with our brown beef and our delicious gravy. I cheated and tasted this. This is very good. That is ridiculously good. It may not look the greatest on camera. That is very good. That brown bread in the can with a little bit of molasses in it, the little bit of sweet with the salty and the black pepper, that is very good. And of course, buttered toast. It's really hard to put anything on buttered toast that's delicious, but this is really good.
Whoa, the bread is kind of sweet.
Yeah, the molasses, the little kick from the molasses is surprising to me. It's very good.
Yeah, that's super good. It doesn't taste like what my mom used to make, but nobody ever perfects their mom's cooking anywhere they go. Everybody around the world always says, well, my mom never made it that way, but it's very good. I'm okay not catching fish because we got to eat this. It's a good trade-off.
All right, we're gonna continue to work our way through our buffet right here and maybe grab a beer and go watch the sunset.
And then see you in the morning if it's calm.
Because you can see out here, since we've been down here, a vehicle hasn't driven past us. It's probably been 3 hours and there's been 0 vehicles down here. So it was tight getting down here with the 40-mile mark pinching really narrow, but it's been nice because literally no one's come or gone since we've been here. We haven't even seen a boat, a helicopter, nothing.
Nobody, not a single soul, which is fantastic. Love it, love every bit of it.
Super remote down here.
We moved out to California. It didn't feel like home. You said Seattle was too busy. We didn't stay too long. Well, let me run something by you. If you've never seen, yeah, the sunlight cutting through a mesquite tree. Baby, come and take a ride with me, yeah. Down south in the land of magnolias, I'll make you my truck camper queen. Give me a weekend, I'll show you what I mean. I guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. Baby, I bet.
Good morning, welcome back. We got our little Sea Eagle inflatable pumped up. This is a funny story. We actually found this around the 50-mile marker about exactly a year ago.
And then Chris went through a series of patch jobs trying to get all the tiny little holes that were in this thing and make sure it holds air.
It's patched up, it's got some new valves, and we bought some $13 paddles at Academy Sports, and we're ready for our adventure.
Out there, I don't know about the water visibility, but we can at least get near it.
Yeah, we have mask and fins, and we were thinking about swimming, but I don't think it's clear enough where you're gonna see anything.
The visibility over here is not great on average anyway. It's not like the Caribbean and beautiful blue and Guam where you can see forever, but we'll still give it a shot.
I'm gonna drag the boat out there and see if we can at least get there with our Weenie Hut Junior paddles. I'm worried that it's not enough paddle to push through the surf, but we'll see. The issue with this Shipwreck here is that it's actually in the surf. It's like on the last bar. So if it's rough at all, it makes it very annoying to get to because you can't just get through the surf and be done with it. You're kind of in it. So we're gonna make our best attempt here to get out here. I think it's gonna suck. I was waiting for you to hop in.
Oh.
That's why I was standing here.
Okay.
I don't know where to put. We're gonna immediately not enough ore in our Weenie Hut Juniors.
Oh.
Just flex.
It's a very weird boat because the bottom is soft. Well, the reason why we went with these is because the nice oars were $50 a piece.
These are too short and very flexy, and I think they're made for swimming pool toys.
You're doing a good job. We're almost there.
These children's toy paddles are paddling my ass. That's what they're doing. That's the only thing they're paddling.
Well, no, we got closer. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Made it through the break. It's calmer than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's still not as glass as it was when we were working. It was like a pond out here and it would have been perfect.
And then do I just throw it down?
So hopefully I don't get on the ship itself. Yep, pitch it. So the kind of neat thing out here is that what's left of the, I believe this is the burn chamber. This was a steam vessel and it was all steel. And this big box that's left, I think it was some part of the burn box for burning coal to make steam. Anyway, it's got holes in it, and when the waves come by, it breathes. You can hear it shh, shh. It's kind of neat every time the waves come by.
Like Darth Vader.
The not neat thing, though, is that the water is not clear at all. We tried dipping a mask on and looking around. You can't see anything, so that's kind of a bust. But we did make it out here, and that was the goal. Now we're going to do a secret mission, which is we're going to try to drone it and see if, at least if you get up and look down, if you could kind of see the outline of the ship, maybe from a little high up with a polarized filter. That's part of the ship.
Right there?
Yeah, something.
Oh.
Because you can't fly a drone on the national seashore, but we are in the Gulf. We are in the ocean. We are no longer on the national seashore, so we can, as long as we launch it and retrieve it from this raft, we're okay. So we're gonna launch it and retrieve it from this raft and see if we can see anything over here.
Guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. I bet I can make Texas stick.
We did a little bit of exploring in the dunes when we got back from our grand adventure, and I found this. This is a snakeskin shed, and it's very unusual to find a whole one, and this thing is like 6 feet long. It's not as cool as finding the real snake, but you can actually determine from snake sheds in North America if it's a venomous snake or not, which is actually kind of cool. So you actually don't need the full thing, you just need around the tail. So you're just looking for the opening of their cloaca where they would poop and pee and all that lovely stuff. But it's the anal plate scale. If it's divided, it is non-venomous, and if it's one long scale, it's venomous. So, looking at this one, it looks like it has a divide right there, that line, so it looks like two separate scales. So this would be a non-venomous snake, and then from that, you can also count the scales going across, and there's like ranges. And I counted 27, and then you can just also go off of size, so that eliminates a lot of snakes that would not grow this length, which would put this in like the rat snake family. So very cool find. Mona tried to eat it like 4 times, which is disgusting. Now I'm just gonna let it go back in the wind. Goodbye. That means there's 6-foot rat snakes in those dunes, which would be so cool to catch one day.
All right, so that's gonna be it for us. Water wasn't as clear as we hoped it would be. It got a little turbid once we got down here. But we did get out to finally see the USS Nicaragua, so that was super cool. 113-year-old shipwreck still existing out here.
Yeah, the weather didn't cooperate and things didn't go necessarily as planned, but it's always a good excuse to just come out on the beach and just have a relaxing weekend.
We'd like to thank BLUETTI again for sponsoring this video. So if you're interested in a power bank and maybe you're doing some camping like us, or just live somewhere also like us, it's in a hurricane zone and you might need some backup power, go check out that Elite 100 V2 from BLUETTI in the link below.
It did come in clutch just on the ride down here, not even camping related.
It did. We actually, yeah, we used it
we
multiple
actually
times.
really did use it. So.
All right, well, our feet are burning in this 105-degree sand right now. We're gonna head 55 miles back up this beach, and so we can get back to work, and we'll see you guys next video.
Down south in the land of magnolias, I'll make you my truck camper queen. Give me a weekend, I'll show you what I mean. I guarantee you'll be falling in love real quick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. Baby, I bet I can make Texas stick. I bet I can make Texas stick.